Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm good. And how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. And today we're looking at a very sensible, very sensible discussion.
Yeah.
And we are looking at gender-based violence, and we're focusing on recognizing, preventing, and reporting abuse.
Yep, very true.
Now, gender-based violence, abbreviated as GBV, is any harmful act directed at an individual or group based on their actual or perceived gender. You understand me? What that means is that is an act of violence against people based on their perceived gender. Now, perceived gender is, let me use pidgin to explain. Gender, what you think say the person be. For example, a girl, you understand me, a guy, you may mistake a guy for a girl because of the look. Maybe they are cross-dressing, you can mistake a girl for a guy because maybe she's tomboying.
I understand what
you understand? Hey. So when you act violently against such people based on how you think they look, that's what gender-based violence is. Now let me take a very sharp one on the keyword definition of keywords. The keyword there are gender, based, and violence. Now, gender refers to the socially construed role, behaviors, expression, and identity of girls, women, boys, men, and gender diverse people. What that means is that gender has to do with a perceived, cultured role, but the truth is that gender is assigned at birth. Leave all these things. If you know be boy, you be girl. Simple. It's only a man and a woman, a boy and a girl we have. Simple. Take that to the bank, it pays any day. You understand me? Gender for me also is not determined by technological edit.
Okay.
Which is what has been obtainable now in some part of the world, where they technologically edit you medically to become something you are not. Gender is assigned from birth. Nobody assigned their gender to themselves. Now, what do we mean by based? Based means something is founded, grounded, or developed from a specific principle, fact, or location. You understand me? That's the basis of this. It started here. It happened here. It's because it is like this. You understand? While violence is the intentional use of physical force or power, threatened or actual against oneself, another person, or a group. It is designed to cause physical injury, psychological harm, deprivation, or other forms of a violence act.
Okay.
Now that's what it is. So now we've been able to understand what gender-based violence means. So in my own term, I like to tell you that gender-based violence are violence against people based on perceived understanding of their sexuality or choice of sexuality, you understand me, in a violence act. Violently.
Okay.
Now, how do you recognizing gender-based violence? Now, tendencies, observation.
Tendencies, observation.
Everything I tell you from here forth now is my own. Na me writer, na me creator, na me be salt, na me be pepper for these ones. Now, recognizing is the best form. When you want to prevent recognizing, how do you recognize gender-based violence? Number one, tendencies, observation. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens overnight. A man who beats his wife must have shown those tendencies before marriage. She just didn't see it or didn't accept it. Maybe she was in love. Because even if he wasn't beating you in the relationship, he has beaten someone else. Maybe he went on a date night and someone kind of talked rudely to him. And then he resorted to fighting. You may have seen it push up angry flare over his siblings. He may have been driving you on the road and all of a sudden someone is stopping him or there is an overtaking and he's like, I go show you, try now. The tendency has always shown. You just didn't want to see it. You just wanted to marry. You wanted that ring so badly. Now the ring hurts. You understand me? Remember, women also beat men, so it's vice versa. Some men too have refused to also see the tendency of their wife stabbing them. They have seen how she get angry and then she like cutting things whenever she's angry, and she'll just go to the kitchen and start cooking whenever she's angry, cutting things. My brother, now wisdom. All these tendencies are there, but you just don't want to see it. When you are in love,
So he will change.
yeah, yes, he will change. How can you change a full grown-up girl, a full grown-up man? He grew from small, you won't change him. No problem now. Yeah, I the Holy Spirit. I the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit that does that too. You shouldn't put yourself in that position on his behalf. Yes. Now, the second way of recognizing it is background check.
Okay.
Making it a lifestyle to consciously carry out findings about people's past before major personal, business, or other commitments.
Okay.
A lot of us fall in love. We see people love at first sight, love at second sight, love at third sight, love at many sights. Love at so many sites in this country. Now, after all this sight, now you begin to fall in love. No problem. But reasonably, based on what you think you want in life, you should be able to find out things about people's past. My past is not important. Your past is not important. With all the shisha you smoked and all the abortions you've done, do you even have womb? And your past is not important. Come on, I want kids. Why there are people that don't want kids? They're even looking for you. You're just with the wrong guy. There are some that don't want kids. Go to them. So a guy you've seen there, my past is not important. My brother, past is important. In as much as the past you may not be judged by your past, but your past has tendencies that may likely stay with you forever, even if you get born again.
So what about if it's a guy who has killed before? So it's good for the woman to do a background checks too.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you now. Your past, we may not judge you by your past, but we understand from life that your past still has tendency, even if you get born again. Peter got born again, he was a fisherman. Even after he got born again, he was still a fisherman, just that the fishing changed from fishing to humans.
Fishers of men now.
Yes, but the word fisher was still there in his life. It was in his past and it was in his present.
Okay.
And all his future, we know him as that. Just that what it was, Saul was doing the same thing, killing Christians, persecuting Christians. And when he got born again, he didn't change his line of work. He was now persecuting Satan. And he was now, the same way he was persecuting and running around looking for Christians, is exactly the same way he was running around looking for people to convert them. So can't you see that the tendency there is not the persecuting of Christians or the preaching after he got born again? The tendency is that Paul is a go-getter. Anything he sets his mind on, he will do it, good or bad.
He doesn't look
back. So that's the tendency. So the tendency is not that he was persecuting Christians. The tendency is that he's a go-getter. Anything he sets his mind on, he will do it. When he set his mind on persecuting Christians, he was excellent. When he set his mind on making sure people got born again, he was preaching this Jesus. He was excellent. He didn't meet Jesus one-on-one, but he preached more than those that met him. He wrote more books than them. That's the tendency there. It doesn't change. You see someone who, there is a way he was before he got born again. He's born again, that lifestyle will change, but the tendency will remain. Is that same tendency he will use. Some people are quiet naturally, whether they are good or bad. Some people are, but what I'm saying is that you should be able to understand this tendency. So if you do a background check, you know this person's past. You ask yourself in the future, can you live with this person? They may not show this bad character anymore, but this tendency that they use in showing this bad character will be used in showing something else, even if it's positive. Are you willing to say? So for example, some women can't stay with a go-getter who pushes a lot, They want to stay with a calm man. And then before he do his background check, he found out that this man need to stay one place. So if he live one place 1 month, he need a green, they like travel. Now you think because then when he travels, maybe he carries women. Now he's born again, he doesn't carry women when he travels, but he still likes traveling. It doesn't mean he's doing anything bad. So are you willing to stay with a man that won't be always around? So these are tendencies. So people overlook tendencies. That's a major challenge. Now, this is the only two I'm going to give you with regards to recognizing them. I don't want to give more because of time. Now, preventing them. Let's look at presenting gender-based violence. Now, there's what they call self-love and contentment. People only say self-love. They don't say contentment. So I decided to add it. When you say self-love, it must come with contentment. You can't love yourself and not be contented with what you have. You can't say you have self-love for yourself and be asking for urgent 2K. You can't have self-love and be lazy enough to stay in one place and allow people to fend for you. You can't say you have self-love and you are not working. So self-love comes with contentment, which means you should be able to generate what you need to get going while you are self-loving. That's how self-love works. So if you are practicing self-love, it's one way of presenting all this gender-based violence. You understand me? Self-love and contentment with yourself, your finance, your life, your environment. You understand me? And those things, that the point being that you cannot change. You know what to do about them and be contented with them, you know. Because a lot of people get beaten because they want money, they want to live with somebody rich, or they want to do all those things, you know. So stop seeking validation in all ramifications.
Stop seeking validation from outsiders.
Yes. Self-love and contentment. You understand me? Eat what you work, live your life the way you can afford and the way you can manage. You understand me? Because sometimes this gender-based violence is as a result of someone feeling like they are giving you more, or you are taking too much, or you are bringing too much. Sometimes it's even the woman feeding the man, and the man still oppress the woman. So if you practice self-love, you just take care of you, do you, you know. Another one is talk to someone, don't keep quiet. That's why nobody's an island, you know. God didn't want actually create any other person. He wanted to just create a man. But at the long run, he didn't trust men alone to handle life. He had to create a woman. You know, that shows that he needed you to have someone to talk to. Must not be a man or a woman, but someone you respect, someone respects. You must have people you can confide in. I know you cannot trust nobody, but you have to trust someone, you know. But you must speak. When you speak it out, it has a way of bringing relief also. You understand me? And then keep the other listener on their toe on how to solve your problem without them even knowing. They will start thinking about helping you, you know. Then have basic self-defense knowledge. You know, we send our children here to all this ballet dance, and I've not seen where they do better ballet for this country where they bring any prize, except you have plans of sending them abroad. No problem. Even abroad, you need self-defense classes. You need self-defense knowledge for both gender, whether male or female. Like this, your guy now, where they your house, yeah, where in wife they beat, we do karate in the fight. Where did I name? Say that your guy. And I'm here at the talk here now. 1 year and small. So the point is, self-defense courses are wonderful both for male and female, for children. It helps in preventing gender-based violence. Can imagine a man want to slap a woman and you catch the hand, you bend it somehow, you push him somehow. Instantly he understands that they don't slap every woman.
It's true.
But when they slap you and you're like, this is what you have done to me, I will show you who I am. The pain is there. You get me? So self-defense good. And that one is know when to walk away.
Know when to walk
away, whether you are a man or a woman. I told my wife, any day you beat me, I'll walk away, stay laughing. I'll leave the house for you, I'll go away, stay laughing. And I'm not joking. I will just go. Since I know I can't hit a woman, if you beat me, I don't leave you go. No, minus joke, I don't go, because I don't see any reason why I should be assaulted and I stay there. I may not break up the marriage, but I may be marrying from a distance. You understand me?
Yeah.
When I marry from a distance, prevent myself from early death or any other thing. You understand me? Another thing is review yourself. Sometimes you may be the problem, you don't know. You may be the one. Maybe that's the only way to reset you. So review yourself. Find out if you are the problem. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, you may be the problem. Check yourself. Why pointing one finger? Check the other three. Who is he pointing? How far? So review yourself and your character, and you will see if you are the problem, you know. It's very, very important. Now, reporting, which is the last one. Reporting. How do you report gender-based violence? Number one, you must be bold. To report gender-based violence, you must be bold. Let me take an example of rape. Do you know 75% of girls that are raped, they don't tell anybody. They don't tell their parents. They don't tell anybody, from children to adults. The reason is because it's very shameful to hear that you were raped. That's one. Secondly, how do you prove you were raped? Most times it's just you and the perpetrators. So how do you prove? And the court is waiting for reasonable doubt. Beyond, not reasonable doubt. They say beyond reasonable doubt. As in, you go show. I don't know if you can relive those experiences. So most times, people who are abused gender-based violence, they don't normally come out to talk because they are not bold enough to talk about the beatings their husband is giving them because of the society and their figure in the society. And you see them walking out, one big happy couple, pulling down in a Bentley. You know, all those things, and all of a sudden you come, they say the man they beat her. No, you think I'm now. So the stigmatization kind of there. So to report gender-based violence, you must be bold enough to do so. That's one. Two, consult knowledgeable people to know the right places to report your particular violence to gain attention. It's not everywhere you report gender-based violence that you gain the kind of attention you want. For example, your village people might do very little. Family people might do little. You understand? But there are steps you can take that will do well, you know. Then three, you can report to the Nigerian Police Force, Human Rights Office. In every state headquarters, they have the Human Rights Office that handles such things. Then, also, they have a JWC desk in all divisions of the Nigerian Police. That is all police stations nationwide. Now, what is JWC? It means juvenile, women, and children. Okay. So they have JWC officers that handle such cases. Lastly on that, there are also pressure and advocacy groups that you can reach out to, like FIDA and some other ones you can reach out to, and then they can also assist you. They have a lot of them, but our time is up, so I might not be able to take much. But if you want to consult me on, or you want me to come and speak in your engagements, your conferences, or your church, or your associations on security, or on this topic, or any other you would like us to come and speak, and also conduct a question and answering section where people can ask us questions and we have time to properly explain deeply to them. Okay, you can reach out to me on 0803 945 6424. That's 0803 945 6424. You can also send me a mail, info@bosindelive.ng. Okay, info@bosindelive.ng. My website is www.bosindelive.ng. Bosindelive is spelled BOSINDELIVE. Okay, now you can follow me on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on all social media platforms on Bosindelive. Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. I'm active more on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Bosindelive. Bosindelive again is spelled BOSINDELIVE. Okay? Alright, until next Tuesday. I'm gonna see you again. Now I'm saying the sorry real like y'all don't stop like don't.
Alright, thank you very much guys for coming through, and let's get out.